Welcome back to the Spice Box. Today in Right From the Start, I'm going to show you how to make hummus. As we know, hummus is a Middle Eastern dish made with chickpeas and it has become famous the world over as a wonderful dip. I'm going to show you how to make it from scratch using chana, sesame seeds, and also we're going to flavor it in two ways, one with spinach and one with pumpkin. The ingredients for hummus, the base of course is chickpeas which have been soaked overnight, green chili, garlic, ginger, lemon juice to provide that acidic touch, salt, sesame seeds which have been soaked in water, pumpkin and spinach. Okay, so I'm going to pressure cook the chana with some ginger, chilies, garlic and salt. And the idea of pressure cooking it is this is the best way of softening it. Otherwise you end up with little hard nuggets of chana which is not nice. So give it about 6-7 whistles and you'll have perfect chana ready for hummus. So while the chana is boiling, let's cook up our two veggies. Now the idea is to make hummus in 3 different flavors. We're going to have our original hummus which is just chickpeas, salt, pepper, sesame seeds and lemon juice. And the next one is flavored with pumpkin. So to cook the pumpkin, just put it into a pan, add a little bit of salt and add a little bit of water. Again, I'm going to add no oil, and the idea of not using oil is that our body itself produces enough oil. We don't have to have additional oil in the form of processed refined oil. So put a little bit of salt, put a little bit of water. The best form of oil for our body is from fresh grated coconut, and if you have that, you don't need any other source of oil. So the small cubes of pumpkin will cook in about 10 minutes and they will be ready to add to our chickpeas later on. So the pumpkin is cooked. You can see as I press through it, it breaks apart easily. So next we'll start cooking the spinach. Now in the same pan that I cooked the pumpkin in, I'm going to put spinach exactly the same way, no oil. Just add spinach, add little salt and it will wilt down enough. So add it part by part, let this wilt down a little bit, then you can add the rest. Add some salt. So we're salting every stage and that will give you a wonderful product at the end rather than just throwing in salt into the mixie while we are blending everything in. So give this a couple of minutes and your spinach will be done as well. So we've got the spinach that is cooked, chana is cooked with the ginger, garlic and chili, and the pumpkin is cooked. Let's move on to the next stage of the hummus, which is where we're going to make sesame seed paste. And it's very simple. I've soaked sesame seed in a little bit of water and puree it now, and that is what we're going to add to each of these 3 kinds of hummus. So the sesame seed paste is made and I'm next going to move on to making plain original hummus, which means taking some of these chickpeas, adding lemon juice, sesame seed paste, salt and pepper and whizzing it up in the mixie. So this is the plain original hummus that is ready. One of the key ingredients of hummus is olive oil, but I haven't used it here for a very specific reason. If you look at the amount of olives that are grown in the world versus the amount of olive oil produced, there is a huge gap. So a lot of the olive oil that we actually find in our market is basically chemically processed. There is no real olive to it. It's a lot of fragrance and texture and that's all that it is. So rather than putting that amount of chemical into our hummus, just add as much liquid as needed and use the liquid from the chana itself to make a smooth paste. And there's no significant taste difference because if we're going to use chemically processed olive oil, there's no taste to it. So the next hummus is our spinach hummus. To the cooked spinach, we're going to add chana, lemon juice, sesame seed paste, salt and pepper, and again put it back into the mixie. So for the third and final variation on hummus, it's going to be the pumpkin that we cooked earlier in a little bit of salt with lemon juice, salt, pepper, sesame seed paste and our chickpeas. Put it into the mixie the same way as the spinach and we'll have a third color to our hummus. So this is my recipe for hummus, done very simply with lovely ingredients, and there is so much of variation. You can add spinach, you can add roasted eggplant, you can add carrot, beetroot, like I have done pumpkin. It's endless and it's tasty, unique, healthy. Dip it with some veggie steaks or pita bread or something like that and it's a hit at any party. So try out this recipe and do let me know.